Ron and I never planned anything, including the pregnancy.
2 months to go. There's nothing bought for the baby.
Ron, we're having a baby!
I don't want to be a broke dad.
The baby's standard of life is at stake.
This baby doesn't need to lose her father.
Money, 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 money.
My name is Celine, and I'm an administrative assistant for a call center.
My name is Ron, and I am a sales manager for a gym, and I'm going to be a father in a few months. I'm a guy who's been stuck at 25. I'm 36 currently, and I live life to the fullest.
We eat out often. We go to the movies often.
Grabbing a few drinks, playing poker. Nobody really likes to keep a track of how much they lose.
My biggest shopping weakness is shoes, and not cheap shoes. I don't believe in cheap shoes. He doesn't really know what his spending habits are.
I know where the money's been going, and it's been going to having fun. What do you want, baby?
Ron likes to make sure that I'm always happy, and what makes me happy is going out.
Celine's worst money habit is eating out. She's a horrible cook. My worst money habit is beer. B-E-E-R.
We definitely don't have any trouble booking a vacation at any time.
Punta Cana or Cuba?
I'd definitely go with Punta Cana.
We went to a 5-star resort for New Year's Eve.
Love the pictures, and definitely don't love the bills.
I've got no more room on my credit cards. They're maxed out. Ron and I never planned anything before the pregnancy, including the pregnancy.
There's 2 months to go. There's nothing bought for the baby, and now it's starting to hit as the time ticks away.
This apartment is definitely not suited for a baby. It's only a 1-bedroom. I have 2 months to go to find a bigger place, a nursery, and all the essentials that come with having a baby. I'm relying on Ron's salary a lot. I'm relying on him changing his habits as well so that we can save money.
I want my kid to look at me as an example, a positive one, and a role model when it comes to finances.
I am worried that if we don't take action, then Ron and I might end up being the kind of parents that are always worried about the bills.
Are you gonna have your share of rent this time?
Yes, I will.
I
I told
can't
you on
keep
the floor.
doing this. I'm really tight.
Yeah, don't worry. It's fine to have it.
The baby's standard of life is at stake.
The clock is ticking, and the baby makes the clock tick a lot faster.
This month, I'll help these parents stay in the black while bringing up baby. I have been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt and how to balance it all with the priorities of parenting. Their due date is only months away, but Celine and Ron have made no preparations for their baby. With Celine planning a maternity leave, their household income will shrink just when their expenses increase. They're broke, and it's time for a reality check. Hi, Gail Vaz-Oxlade.
Hi, Celine.
Nice to meet you, Celine.
How are you, Ron?
Nice to meet you, Ron. Nice pictures up front.
Thank you.
How many vacations have you been on together? I like the way you did the apartment. It's very vibrant and very bright. Is that sort of reflective of you guys?
We'd like to say so, yeah.
Yeah.
And the TV set?
It has to go on credit, and we weren't even in the country to use it.
Sort of indicative of the planning that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly.
Do you usually have this much food in your fridge?
We always have fruits and veggies in our fridge. That's
Okay.
what I like to snack on.
But nothing in the freezer! There's ice cubes in the freezer! Do you love her more than beer?
Absolutely.
Because they're going to put you to the test, you know?
I know.
Okay. Has this been hard on you, watching him sort of be oblivious to what a big change this is going to be?
Yes. Every time I tried to talk about us paying more for rent and all the expenses added on, Ron would just get really freaked out. Yeah.
When you said, I'm essentially the person I was when I was 26,
Yes.
I just wanted to slap you. Are you serious? You haven't grown, you haven't learned anything, nothing's changed in 10 years? Your credit cards have gone to collections, right?
In the past, I have.
Yeah. It will all catch up with you, and when it does, it may be exactly at the wrong time. This is the biggest responsibility ever.
It is.
And it's the greatest gift ever.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do next is I'm going to bring out the magic screen, and I'm going to show you your numbers, because the numbers don't lie. And you might be in for a few surprises. So The very first thing that I noticed when I looked at your debt list was that you didn't include your overdraft protection.
I don't really notice
Think of
it.
it. Yeah. Lots of people don't consider their overdraft to be debt, but you actually owe someone that money. You owe it to the bank. You do not have an overwhelming amount of debt. The problem is you're doing very little based on your current payments to take care of it. So on this third credit card, you're paying $80 a month against it. Your creditor insurance is almost $13. There's tax on that. There's interest. Less than $40 is going towards your principal to pay it off. It would take you 2 years to pay off a stupid little $1,300 balance.
Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
It is.
Look at your shopping for 1 month.
Great.
As much as we'd like to chastise you and tell you what a moron you are, you're not doing this all by yourself because $900 of this is yours.
Thank you.
There's almost $200 of fast food in this month. That's because you don't like to cook.
It's not that I don't like it, it's that he doesn't like my cooking. So maybe.
I thought you loved her!
I love her. Her cooking is a little different.
You see this $2,400 you spent right here? That doesn't include any needs. Those are all wants.
Hair supplies is needs.
Oh. You're spending so much money on wants that you're pushing your life number way high. They should not be more than 25%.
That's not much of a life, but okay.
So right now you're spending 118% of your income without saving a penny. In fact, you're overspending every month to the tune of about $900 a month. And that's without spending anything on preparation for the baby. Are you prepared to make a commitment to make a change?
Yes.
100%.
You know, over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges to do. You do the challenges to my satisfaction. And I'll give you up to $5,000 to help you take care of this problem. But if you don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. And if you don't have the right attitude, you don't get the money. Okay?
Yeah.
What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to come up with a budget and a debt repayment plan that work. You're going to have to figure out what it is you're going to need for this baby. And you're going to have to get some life skills that you're definitely going to need. Coming up, dividing up the dollars.
Why would you be spending 40 on bank fees? You
For
can't.
both of us, 20 bucks each.
No.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Celine and Ron have been living large on credit.
I say we go at least 4-star.
So we can do this, are you sure?
Yeah, I have enough room on my credit card.
With an unexpected addition on the way, they've got no plan and less income to work with.
I'm the one who's going to be working, and she will be at home.
I can't see myself being able to afford the essentials for the baby.
It's time for these two to face the financial realities of parenthood before it's too late. For the next month, these parents will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars to pay down their debt. No changes, no money. So the first thing you need to do is give me all your plastic. I have taken your variable expenses and I have chopped them way back. Want to take a guess of how much I chopped?
40%.
60%. From $2,700 to just under $1,100 a month. Okay, and this is how it plays out. You will now have $125 a week for food.
Okay.
This will not go very far if you eat out every day.
Yeah.
You will have $72.50 for transportation, $25 a week for entertainment, $6.25 for clothing and gifts,
I don't know what to do with that.
and then there's other $17.50. And I also have for you a baby jar. You're gonna have to get creative, especially when you go off on maternity leave.
It's not hard for me to imagine it working. It's just hard for me to imagine us making it work.
I'm ready to give you your first set of challenges.
All right.
Okay.
So I want you to make a debt repayment plan where anything that you owe that has a balance less than $5,000, I want you to work at getting that debt gone in 6 months or less. And a budget that balances, make it so. Teamwork's essential when it comes to family finances. I'm giving Celine and Ron 1 hour each to come up with a balanced budget. Working separately, they'll be able to see where they're on the same page and where they're not.
We haven't been able to do this in 10 years, and now I've only got less than an hour. So there's a lot of pressure.
The time limitation is incentive to push you to do it. Otherwise, we could just procrastinate forever.
The money piles seem to dwindle very quickly. Rent, $12.50. That one hurt.
I've never thought about how much I need to save a month in order to take a decent vacation.
240. That's not even a trip within the country.
The first thing that went through my mind when we hit the baby categories was, wow, we are very lucky people.
Childcare's free. Yay for grandma. The baby stuff I hadn't thought about paying for. Baby toys, definitely zero. It's gonna have to rely on Christmas and birthday gifts.
I don't know how much it's gonna eat. I don't know how much it's gonna poop.
Okay, how much do diapers cost? I don't know.
Time's up. Let's see if their numbers match.
I don't get it. I have a few hundred left over.
I was surprised that she had some money left over. That was a quick indication that she's probably off somewhere.
Gas, I put 150 for the month.
That's absolutely wrong.
Ron and I were not on the same page at all. Why would you be spending 40 on bank fees? You can't.
For both of us, $20 each.
No, it's $8 each. My cell phone is $90 a month because I changed my plan.
Yeah? Did you change the way you talk?
Yeah. There's a lot of work to do here to balance this budget.
So, you know, I looked at your debt repayment plan and I was very impressed. Not only did you come in the way I said you needed to in terms of getting stuff paid off, but you actually used the snowballing approach. Snowballing is my recommended debt repayment strategy. Here's how it works. First, calculate the total amount that you'll be allocating to your debt. Then pay the minimum amount on your least expensive debts while putting the remainder on your highest interest debt so that it's paid off first. Once it's eliminated, make the bigger payment to your next most expensive debt and so on until you're debt-free. This method ensures you maximize your interest savings without sacrificing your credit score. Because this whole eating in thing is such a big deal for you guys, and this is a skill you absolutely need, but you both need it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you somewhere that will give you some help with this, because it's a great time for you to store up a bunch of food so that in those first few months with baby, when you get no sleep at all, you will have food ready to haul out and put together like that. The other thing is that, and did you notice how many things on the budget related to the baby Ron just left off?
Yeah.
Like, he had no concept of it, right? Mm-hmm. How heavy is this?
I'm 30 pounds heavier.
I'm giving you a baby belly. You're gonna wear a baby belly for the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
Coming up, will Celine and Ron break their bad habit of eating out?
That's so good.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
This month, I'm helping Celine and Ron turn their finances around so they'll be ready for the arrival of their first baby.
It's very stressful to know that I don't have any way to pay for this baby.
To help Ron accept the reality of it all, I had him strap on a baby belly as a constant reminder of what's to come.
Check this out. I think mine's a little heavier. I'm having twins.
Celine can't cook, and Ron only knows how to make one thing.
If I had to eat Ron spaghetti 7 days a week, I would just gain more weight than I already have.
Perhaps what I need to do is venture off into other pastas.
Celine and Ron were spending $250 a week on restaurants and groceries. I've cut that in half to $125 a week. It's high time these two learned how to cook. I'm sending them to a chef for some basic lessons on cooking at home.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a really fast and nutritious 30-minute meal. On the menu today is chicken breast with cheesy garlic, sweet potatoes.
When you're not good at something, it's not motivating to continue. My potatoes are awkward shape.
You're doing a great job.
The hardest part of the challenge today was trusting myself with a knife.
Okay, move your hand up your knife, tuck your finger in.
It's definitely true that you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Excellent.
In the grocery stores, I look for the things that are half done and that I just have to put in the microwave and then I can say that's a meal.
When you go to the supermarket, it's really, really good for your budget to just stick to the outside of the aisles. That's where all of the fresh fruits and vegetables are, all the produce and the meat. When you go up and down the aisles, that's a lot of the prepackaged foods that are not as nutritious, and that's really important for you right now, Celine, to maximize your nutrient value.
I actually didn't know that. Leanne's tips about shopping around the grocery store, I think, are going to help us a lot in saving money and still eating properly.
Looks great. Smells even better.
Oh, it smells really good.
While that's cooking, I'm going to give you 30 recipes for a whole month. Make it really simple for you both to make super nutritious meals.
Moment of truth, Celine. Here you go.
It's a great team effort, guys.
It's so good. The chicken was more moist than anything I could order at a restaurant. Seeing how easy it is to cook such a great meal got me excited and motivated to do so much more.
It's a step up from spaghetti.
Oh, that's a great step up from spaghetti, and this is only the beginning.
Now that spaghetti's off the menu, it's time for me to check in on the new budget. Are you guys managing to cope on the jars?
We look at the jars and we still have money.
Do you know why you still have money?
Because we're not spending it.
Because you're paying attention. Okay? Very often what happens is people cut back on their spending because they have to.
Right.
And then they sit there and they stare at their walls. That's not the answer to having a life.
I don't think we'll be going out as often, but we'll definitely have a lot of people coming over.
And that's a good way of doing it. What kind of reaction have you been getting to the fact that you now have a baby on board?
I get several people touching it, which is kind of weird.
Now you know how she feels. Do you understand what this experience is about?
Absolutely.
I'm feeling more in tune with what Celine's going through now. I'm pretty tired in the morning, and I think it's probably because not getting a great sleep. When she does get a little bit irritated and agitated, I just thought she was being a little cranky. I can understand her reasons, and it's definitely a good reason.
How prepared do you feel right now?
Well, we don't have anything yet. So if it came early, we'd have to rush to like the supermarket.
And so this week's challenge is going to deal with that. Having what you need and knowing what you need to know for when the baby gets here. Coming up, will Celine and Ron pass the test on baby basics?
They made some choices that were not so smart.
Oh my God, it's a huggable pacifier.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Celine and Ron are having their first child, but they haven't changed their spending habits or made a plan for becoming parents.
If things keep going the way they are, then Ron and I won't be able to pay for the baby.
I challenged them to make a budget for baby. And last week, they learned how to make meals at home and save money. If they complete all their challenges and prove to me they're ready for baby, I'll give them up to $5,000 to pay down their debt. With less than 6 weeks to go, this couple still has no idea what outfitting a nursery will cost them.
Our baby budget so far is a complete guess.
I have no baby experience, no past experience in buying anything for a baby.
So this week, they're getting a little help shopping.
I'm here to help you find everything that you need for your new little baby. I want you to grab a cart, go fill it up with whatever you want.
There's a lot of stuff we wanted. We went out and filled the shopping carts up with everything that was shiny and bright.
The number one mistake that parents make is they buy way too much.
Oh my God, it's a huggable pacifier.
That's amazing.
There's also the fear of the unknown that makes parents buy and buy and buy.
What is this thing? It's got double layers, probably like a thermos for diapers. Not knowing what the baby actually needs really affected the way that we shopped. I started guessing on things and picking random things off the shelf, hoping that I was making the right decision.
I was feeling a little overwhelmed about how we're gonna pay for this.
How did you do?
Pretty good.
You're full. How many babies are you planning to have here today? There are a lot of ways to save. One of the ways to do it is just not to buy the really super high-end stuff. This is the top of the line, it looks like. You do need something in order to bathe your baby, but you don't need this. Parents need to know that they probably need about 10% of everything that's out there in the stores now. Vaporizer, humidifier, this is great. Again, 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to be running off to the drugstore to get one of these things because chances are you'll pay even more for it.
Learning this now is definitely better than waiting for the baby and then learning it as I'm wasting money.
Now that you know what's nice to have versus what you need to have, I'm going to give you your new baby essential shopping list. I want you to take it home, compare what's on this list to what you already have from family and friends, and then make a budget.
To help with the baby essentials, Celine and Ron took the experts' advice and reached out to family and friends. And they delivered.
I'm very grateful to my family for handing me all these clothes that are in such great condition.
Check this out. This is the fun stuff, Dorado.
Toys, got it. Oh my God, that's awesome. We got a crib. That would have been a big cost, and now I don't have to worry about it. We're done.
You think you're ready now?
As ready as we can be before we see it.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you learned from the last challenge?
That we're not as screwed as we thought if we just follow your rules.
Did you end up finishing your list?
Yeah.
How are you going to come up with the money?
We have the baby shower coming, but even if we just ignored that for the first month, if we excluded entertainment and restaurants, if we put it aside towards the baby for the first month, then we would be fine.
Right. A budget is something that needs to be flexible. It needs to breathe as you breathe.
She was completely on point with us, so I'm pretty proud of us.
So when I got here, you were overspending about $900 a month.
Yes.
which means you were doing nothing to get your debt paid off. You were just adding to the debt every single month. You also had absolutely no plan. I mean, in fact, you were in huge denial.
Yes.
But we gave you a little belly of your own, and you got a sense of how big a deal this really is, and you made some good plans, and I think you're well on your way. I went over your budget, and you did a good budget.
Thanks.
You have enough allocated for baby stuff. If you can maintain this income, then you're laughing.
And this is debt that's been cycling for maybe 3 to 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it's just always been there. And then to see that it could be gone within a year and a few months, it's remarkable. It is really good. I feel absolutely wonderful having my finances in control, and I feel that I'm very ready to have this baby.
Do you feel like he grew up this month?
Oh yeah, there's been a big change.
Yeah. He caught up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't think a month ago that this was gonna work. We thought we'd struggle for a month and put up with it and see what happens, but it actually just came really naturally.
You did exactly what I asked you. And so you get this one. Take about 2,000 of it and start your emergency fund and use the rest of it to pay down debt. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then I have a present for you too. Because you work so hard.
Very nice.
Here's something you can use for baby.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
Knowing that I'm not going to be the broke dad I was worried about makes me feel fantastic. It makes me feel that I can be there for Celine and my entire family now.
Now that my financial stress is gone, I'm looking forward to not having to worry about anything but changing diapers.
Family and friends threw a show to help Celine and Ron furnish their baby's nursery. With a solid financial plan, both Celine and Ron were ready for parenthood when their son Elias was born 6 weeks after filming.